with your host, Cosmon Cal.
It's your hostess with the most, just holding that fire like a roach clip, your naga, your nerve fresh off of that curve. Jelly jam and preserve. Hey, cloud kicker back up in this thing. Hey, boy. Obviously, everybody is aware of what's going on with Charlie Kirk, and they all got their little feelings and everything. But this is why I always tell y'all delineation is key, because just because people look like you don't mean they are you, nor do they have your best interests at heart. Now, shout out to the Saint, the boy Marquette, man. Man, he is about to demolish this young man. But I had to give him kudos in how he did it. Right? Because, this young man, you dig what I'm talking about, gonna come on pandering for Charlie Kirk, and all true quote unquote Black Americans or Aboriginals of America, FBAs and other foundations of lineage of people who predate Mongoloid and 5 civilized tribes and colonization in America, misnomered as Negroes, know Charlie Kirk ain't our friend. Mm-hmm. Would you shed a tear if Walter Plecker died? Well, in the vein of Walter Plecker is Charlie Kirk. They're trying to get this man a national holiday. For what? For the same thing that they give most of America's founding fathers, for hating blacks. Just is what it is. If you can kill them in mass amounts, or have owned slaves, or have pushed for the antebellum ideal in America, you can get you a statue. Huh? Listen, black folks, stay out of this. You ain't got nothing to do with this. This is not our business. Let white folks handle this. Right? They backed Charlie, huh? When he was living? No, let them back him when he did. It has nothing to do with us. But people who look like us, who are tethers, who come here to America because, and hide in blackface, in a sense, and look like us, some in certain places. Well, you can definitely tell. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I know black people can tell, right? That what Marquette and how, let's just say Marquette and the young man on the stage, they look totally different. Phenotypically, they look different. Right? So, trust me, we only look the same to those who are racist and biased. Africans and Americans are two different people. They just, the originals or aboriginals from both places just happen to have brown skin. But show me an aboriginal who doesn't. Shout out to the boy Marcus, young man, who you're going to find out is a Nigerian. Up here caping for Charlie, right? This is exactly what Cosmon would have told you, right? So this is why I gotta applaud the boy Marquette. Right now, I'm gonna, I don't want the brother to hit me with nothing, so I'm gonna hit it with a little sauce, right? Speed it up just a little bit. You dig what I'm talking about? Make sure y'all catch the gist of what's going on. And the problem of so-called black people, and this is the problem with calling yourself black. And this is why I always tell you delineation is key. Why is delineation key? Because you're able to tell who's your friend, who's not. Right? Don't fall for these quote unquote so-called black people doing all this stuff in the news and supposedly, shout out to the two young black men they found hung in Mississippi, man. Prayers up to your family, man. May Creator keep guiding, but we don't even actually know if that's true yet, because the police said he was found in his dorm, not hanging. So somebody's lying. Was he hanging outside, or was he in his dorm? Right. So everything ain't always seems like it is, but see, it's real simple over here, right? It's real simple with the gang, man. All praise to the Creator, man. Peace, love, light, and balance. Cosmon out there to the family, man, and peace to the righteous gods, Nirvanian goddesses, man. I'm gonna let this brother go ahead and cook real quick. Shout out to the brother Marquette, man. This is why knowledge is power, y'all. I'm gonna even jump down into some of the comments, right? And I'm gonna show you that this ideology is not racist, it's not biased, it's logical. Huh? It's not your business, so stay out of it. Let's cook.
It's a good point. I mean, Charlie Kirk has said that the Civil Rights Act was, not good. He said multiple other things, that Martin Luther King was a mythological anti-racist. And I agree with you. Said a lot of terrible things. So I guess my follow-up question would be: do you think what happened to him was okay? Because I mean, I still just don't believe that that's ever acceptable to, that's some, obviously you seem to disagree. So I'm curious as to what your solution would be to people like him who perhaps hate monger, perhaps spread lies, even if they are racist lies. What would your solution be?
I'm a true believer in freedom of speech. So I think everyone has the freedom to speak. I don't believe there should be such thing as hate crimes. I think it's a strange concept. I believe that if you have proper laws on the books, laws for assault, laws for things like this, you don't need hate crimes. It's an unnecessary enhancement. So a Charlie Kirk would be permitted to speak. The fundamental solution to a Charlie Kirk is not to stop people from speaking. It's not to have draconian laws. It is to have a properly educated populace so that when people hear something that's patently foolish, they can say, oh, this guy's an idiot. Instead of saying, oh, okay, well, I see how that makes sense. Well, the reason that people listen to a Charlie Kirk and they can't put together how idiotic his arguments are is because they're uneducated. They're woefully uneducated. And that's the chief problem. And my driving force is to get to the root causes so that we can have real solutions or real fruit, right? We deal with the root and then it will bear fruit. The problem is that so often we deal with the outcomes as opposed to the true causes. And Charlie Kirk is not good for black people. He's not good for white people. He's not good for thinking people. And my challenge to a Charlie Kirk, if I was speaking to him right now, is after he finishes telling me how black women are fat, and they are, after he finishes telling me how black people are intellectually inferior, after he finishes telling me how black people are violent, which is an extraordinary claim coming from anyone who's white.
Big facts. My thing is this. After you've been complained and whined and boo-hooed about everything, what you gonna do about it to make it better? What you gonna do about it to make it better? We hear you talking, big mouth. Huh? Where's your turning point? What you gonna do? You're not gonna do anything, right? Especially now.
Finish unless you're from like Albania or something, places that haven't had a significant empire or colonial footprint. After he finishes that, then I'd say, okay, let's take all those things as true. I have no need to argue against any of it. Let's say black people are low IQ. Let's say that black women are fat. What are you doing to fix it? And so you, as a Charlie Kirk,
you see, same question I would have asked. What are you gonna do to fix it? This gets ugly. I watched about the first 2-3 minutes of this. You dig what I'm talking about? This is bad, but this is a needed lesson to Africans, Caribbeans, and other melanated people around the world when you coming in dealing with politics of America and the Aboriginals, so-called FBA, so-called Negroes, coloreds of America. Mind your business. And just because you're brown doesn't make you have an opinion. This is why delineation is key, because you're able to tell who your friends are from your foes. Remember, many of these turncoat, colonized, buck dancing Sambos who are Slappy Davis Juniors are the people committing crimes in America, being passed off as Aboriginal and FBA Americans. Being passed off as an Aboriginal of American just because their skin is brown. Now we got one up here caping for Charlie. Let's see what Marquette tells.
Acolyte, I'm going to put the question to you. What did Charlie Kirk do to fix the challenges that he described to black people having?
What has he done to fix them? I mean, I don't believe he personally wants to fix them. Obviously, I think he's most definitely racist. But
okay. So the real challenge is this: you have me, the one who I can see what's going on. So the question isn't what to do with Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk's done, clocked out. But the real question is what to do with you, my boy. What to do with you? Because you fence sitters, you overseers. Do you know what an overseer is?
As in someone who watches over other people?
No, the overseer.
What do you mean as in relation to racial?
When some of the whites in America enslaved all of the blacks in America, and they would force them to toil from sun up to sun down.
That's a stretch. All black people weren't enslaved. You dig what I'm talking about? But a lot of people who were melanated from Europe and Africa were enslaved, but we were already here before they got here. We didn't have no quote unquote ethnogenesis. That's cap. Right? No. They're different people having a different experience. No, not everybody who was quote unquote black in America was a slave. Many of us owned slaves. Let that sink in. Right? So even while I agree with Marquette, he's wrong when he generalizes all black people. Right? He's wrong when he generalizes.
Under harsh circumstances. There was someone called an overseer who would enforce that everyone was doing as the enslaver told them to do. No breaks, no complaints, focus on your work. The overseer, of course, would crack the whip. He would report to the master. He was the one that collaborates with white supremacy. you. And he's an apologist of the system, a defender of the system. He's not a slave master. He ain't up that high. He's not the slave master. He's not even in the slave master's family. He's not benefiting directly, but he speaks on behalf of the slave master. He speaks to validate the system and uphold its existence, to maintain its life, just like you speak to maintaining Charlie Kirk's life. So you would be the overseer. So the question is, for the peoples who would like to live free, the good peoples, what do we do with you?
I mean, addressing what you're saying, listen, obviously Charlie Kirk said a lot of bad things, but you got to understand that.
No. You're about to say something else. I'm saying, what do we do with you?
What do you do with people like me who you believe are overseers? Who
not you, we. No, what do we, those who would like to live free and peaceful, what do we do with you?
Have I said anything that you think?
I'm not asking you that. I'm just asking, what do we do with you?
What's the context of the question? Like,
I just told you. I just said you are the overseer. I explained everything clearly, and I'm saying, what do we do with you?
I disagree with the premise of your statement. I don't believe I'm an overseer. I don't believe.
I understand you don't believe that you're an overseer. Just like, for example, Muslims, they don't believe that Jesus is God, and Christians don't believe that Jesus is not God. They have different beliefs, and you accept what the other's belief is. So I'm accepting what your beliefs are, but I'm saying, what do we do with you? Like, if you are what I said you are, what do we do with you?
Again, I'm going to stick with the same premise that I had coming on in that debate. There's always the way.
This is abroad. This is not an Aboriginal American at all. This ain't your YN, quote, air quotes. Huh? He give you subservient, slave, African, British. That's what he's giving off.
I don't know if you're trying to lead me towards an answer that's more extreme, but I always believe in, if you disagree with someone, you can point it out and make them look, and you can make them look bad, or you can show them that they're wrong, or show the audience that what they're saying is silly or doesn't make sense.
Yes.
I don't know if your statement is that there should be something more severe that happens to people who you believe are overseers, rather than just pointing that out and demonstrating it to people.
What is your name, young man?
Adi.
Adi, I want you to know your nature is beautiful. It's soft, it's open, it's caring, it's accepting, it's loving. And Adi, your nature in particular is the exact same reason that blacks were enslaved in mass, that blacks were colonized in mass. And you still have the same nature of the black that was victim. And I pray that your nature, your mentality, your culture, and your thinking dies with you. I really do. It's extraordinarily dangerous to a freedom-loving people, but it's great for an enslaver. So if I was Charlie Kirk, I'd love to see black people like you think you can debate me while I'm getting this noose ready. You're going to debate me? No. Let me tell you 3 reasons you shouldn't string me up in that tree, boss. While I'm getting the whip ready to lash across your back. Let me tell you 3 reasons you shouldn't enslave me again. Because debate works, right? If we're Palestinian, we can debate the Zionists because debate works. Monsters with no morality, debate works. Let's explain to Netanyahu why they should not take the land of the Palestinians. Let's debate Netanyahu on why it's not good to kill children.
Soulless. Look at this look. He's defeated. Because his brother Marquette is telling a whole lot of truth.
Because debate is, you just explain, and then the monster's like, oh, like, for sure. I now have changed my mind. I agree with you, little black guy from UK, but really from what, Nigeria? You're folks from Nigeria? Where are they from? Ghana?
See, living in the UK.
But... Is it Ghana?
Didn't I tell you? They only look alike. We only look alike to white people. We don't look alike to us. Huh? This is why you got to watch that black term. It's a all-encompassing catch-all term. And just because these people have the ability to call themselves black, they tap you into their tether problems and act like they're American, indigenous, aboriginal, Negro problems. They're not.
Where is it? Nigeria. I'm good.
Huh?
Damn, I'm good. I'm really good. Marquette is the greatest. So yes, little black guy who's from UK, but you're really, to me, Charlie Kirk, you're really just Nigerian. So little Nigerian guy, yeah, you've persuaded me because I look at you as a human. Yeah, I look at you as equal to me, the white guy who's constantly explaining how you're inferior. And because I view you as an equal to me, the one that I call low IQ, I'm going to let you, the low IQ one, explain things to me and persuade me in a debate to treat you like a human, even though I fundamentally don't think that you're a worthwhile human. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. Do you not ever sound insane to yourself, or is that just to me you sound insane? Do you ever like listen like, damn, I don't sound realistic?
I'm being honest. I genuinely don't think what I'm saying is bad. I think it's
yes. Well, let me tell you this.
Said, but
let me tell you this.
Mentally.
I can hear his labia popping. You dig what I'm talking about, dude? Listen, strap them on, buddy. You're up here caping for a racist, huh? A bigot, right? A colorist. You dig who hates? He hate? Well, no, he actually likes coons like you. Just like Marquette is telling, he loves coons. He would see little tap dancing coons a mile away, right? He would love you, but he would hate dudes like me and Marquette. I wonder why that is. Slappy Davis Jr.
People like you, with love, like, because I don't think you're an evil person. I just think that stupidity is evil. And as much as
I would call it willful ignorance. He wants to be ignorant. He can understand it from a white man's point of view. Huh? He totally gets it. I'll break down that shit for road, boss. He totally gets it from Charlie Kirk's view. But doesn't even know his own. Listen, Marquette is about to cook this boy. And we're going to jump into the chat and see what the people is saying. We're going to go and get up out of here. Short, sweet.
That is the case. You are just as dangerous as Charlie Kirk, who is just as dangerous as Adolf Hitler. To be the one who is the enslaver, clearly dangerous. To be the one who is the overseer for the enslaver, insidious, nasty work. It's nasty work because some people might look at you, Adi, or whatever. I don't know. You're Nigerian. You're not white. You don't have a white name. I can't say your name because it's not white. It's like Nigerian. So since we're not Nigeria, I'll just pretend as though I can't pronounce it since I'm a white. So people like you, you're nasty work because some blacks might look at you and think you're one of them. Really, you're one of me. You're my spawn. You're my creation. And I appreciate you. Are you a Christian?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly. Thank you. Does your mom have a white Jesus in her house? Picture. Be honest. Be honest. Somewhere you've seen a white Jesus in your mom's house. Be honest.
No, but we do go to church. I mean.
Oh, okay. The white Jesus is in your church. Okay. Very nice. But you don't think your mom has a white Jesus anywhere in the house?
No, not that I
That's
know.
damn it. We didn't get you as good as we could have. But you go to church.
Cap. She got that Bible. She got white Jesus. He in there.
Sundays, and you worship a white Jesus, right?
I mean, Christianity was there before.
No, I'm just asking. In your church, is there a white Jesus?
No, there's not a picture of white Jesus. It's
I mean, you
Pentecost.
said you don't have to start lying now. You just said that there was a white Jesus. There's not
No,
white
no,
Jesus
no,
in
no,
it
no.
too.
There's no white Jesus. But I know the point
Damn
you're
it.
making is that.
I thought we had you all the way. I thought we had you all the way.
I know.
Because our effort is to rob you of what you are.
Mm.
We don't want you to follow the ism. Be yourself. Be good to yourself. Be good to good people. Be yourself. We don't want you to know who you are. We want you to be just like us. If you have a unique name, like a Nigerian name, we want you to have a name like John, Paul, James, a white biblical name, an English name, an anglicized name. And if your name is not one of those things, then we will pretend as though we cannot pronounce it. So what is your name? What's your name?
my name is Adi, but
No, your name is Toby.
Mm.
What is your name?
okay, I see what
No, your name is Toby. What is your name?
I'm telling you, I don't.
It's Toby. It's Toby. Just Toby.
With it.
Get the whip. Get the whip. This wanna act up. Listen,
I mean, do you think that you are acting like that when you did criticize
Toby? One second, Toby. 1 second.
Man,
Just real quick.
man, calling him Toby is diabolical. Man, he calling that boy Toby, man. But he is acting like Toby. He don't know anything about himself. He's a lost Nigerian nigga.
Okay. You live in the UK, bruv. You're
Bruv.
a Christian just like the whites in the UK, bruv.
Bruv.
You dress like them. What was your religion? Like, what's your tribe? Was it Igbo? Yoruba. Nice, Yoruba. What was their religion before Christianity or Islam?
Games. I think it was some form of polytheistic or
You
somewhere.
think?
I looked into it a bit,
You haven't looked into it. Oh, so what you're saying is, Marquette, you're right. They've separated me from what I am. You maybe don't have to follow it, but damn, you don't even know. You don't even know the history of your people. And I'll tell you why it's so sad, Toby. Toby, it's very, very sad because the Black Americans, they were ripped away from their history and they were forced not to know their history. It was robbed of them, knowledge of self. You voluntarily decided to not know who you are, Toby. And the reason you don't know your own religion is because you've taken out the time to learn my religion. I'm Charlie Kirk, the white, the Christian. And you've taken out time to study my religion, but you didn't study your own. That's fascinating, Toby. Do you speak Yoruba?
No.
Toby. So you're telling me in 2025, where you could very much so have like a second language, speak Yoruba and English, you're like, my history, it's irrelevant. I don't need that. I don't need to know my own religion. I don't need to know the history of the land from which I come. I don't need to speak the language of my forefathers. I'd rather just pretend they don't exist. Toby, you are me. Say it with me.
Man, he calling that boy Toby. Yeah. But he needed this. Marquette's right. He's right. Mind your business, Tether. Huh? Because you all in Charlie Kirk business. Caping for this dead white man. Right? Who really FAFO. He messed around and found out that white people don't like you neither. If you don't go with the agenda, we'll get you up out of here, and you too, little Nigerian, Yoruba, Igbo nigga. You don't know anything, nigga.
I am white.
I mean, I understand what you're saying.
No. Just say, I am white. Okay, just real quick. Okay, try this. This might feel better. Say, I am a white supremacist. No, you are. Toby, say it. I am a white supremacist.
Say it, Toby.
How is criticizing? I mean,
gosh,
you believe
that's a shame. I'm just trying to get you, Toby. I'm just trying to get you to the truth.
I mean, I'm being
our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, the truth, the light, and the something else.
Black people too. It doesn't make you a overseer or white. Just because.
What was that?
I mean, you criticize black people too, like trying to.
I do criticize black people, Toby. But you know what I don't do? Do you know what I don't do, Toby?
What?
I don't come on as a mouthpiece for white supremacists who hate black people.
Check. Hold on. That gotta get a. Whew.
That's number one, Toby. And then number two, Toby, I do not criticize black people without also lifting them up. So I might chastise with one hand and lift up with the other hand. And both are needed. But what I don't do the work of the devil, Toby.
Oh.
I do God's work, but I don't do the work of the devil's. I don't criticize black people and speak the talking points of white supremacists. And what I also don't do is I don't shed my own culture in favor of the culture of another people. There's nothing wrong with Christianity if you're a white Christian. There's nothing wrong with speaking great English if you're an Englishman. There's nothing wrong with any of the things I pointed out if you're Charlie Kirk. But if you're a black person who's from Nigeria, knows not the language of the Yoruba, knows not the history, not the religion, it would seem as though you're just another lost nigga and they've taken everything from you and you let them. You study what they have for you to learn, but you didn't try to figure out who you are. You figured out who they are. You know it perfectly, but you know not who you are. It's a shame. You don't think like, damn, this is kind of embarrassing. I had the opportunity to learn who I am. It's as simple as a Google study and a YouTube video, but I didn't take out the time because I don't care about me. That doesn't blow your mind?
I mean, there's not much you can do looking at the history of Nigeria. And the British came to Nigeria, and that's where they got all of the people who they brought to America. So they kind of colonized Nigeria. And
Are you suggesting that Nigerian history started with British colonization?
No, it didn't. But the way colonization works is they, replace the culture, they destroy the culture. They do in like India, for example.
Oh,
the British went to India under the East Indian Company, looted it, extrapolated the resources, and they did the same in Nigeria.
I'll tell you the difference, though. I know many Indian people. I've had many Indian business partners and employees, and I've even laid with some gorgeous Indian women. I don't know one Indian person who does not speak a language that is from India. They're going to speak Hindi. They're going to speak something. I do not know one person that does not speak a language that is from India who is Indian. Did you know that? I bet all the Indian people you know as well probably speak Hindi or something else that's from India. Furthermore, I don't know one Indian person who is not practicing a religion that is not in India. Like most of the ones I know, could just be me, they are Hindu or they're practicing a religion that makes them a vegetarian, and they have all this like what's the other lovely religion that's escaping me right now? It's a great book. Sikhs. I know Indians who are Sikhs. I know Indians who are Hindu. These are Indian religions, my boy, even after colonialism. But you, Toby, you seem like you just really latched on to colonialism. Here's the difference. When they're forcing it on you, that's one thing. But when they're not forcing it on you and you're saying, feed me, feed me, feed me more white supremacy, and you're seeking it out and studying it and worshiping it every Sunday, that's you. That's not the British. You ain't getting colonized right now. You're colonizing yourself. So your example makes literally no sense because, truth be told, if I had the great privilege of being, say, Yoruba or Igbo or Xhosa or Zulu or anything you could name, I'd be a scholar of that. I'd also be a scholar of the British. I mean, were a brilliant people, but I'd for sure know my history because it's a privilege to have a history like yours wasn't erased. So you don't have it because you're lost, and you also won't admit that you're lost. And then start trying to become found. You're not going to find yourself unless you search. But you're telling me that Nigerian history begun with British colonization, and that's extraordinary. And the reason, Toby, I knew only lost would show up because real
Toby,
don't support a Charlie Kirk. They damn sure don't defend a Charlie Kirk. Now, real might not celebrate the death of Charlie Kirk. That's kind of crazy. But they damn sure ain't going to show up and try to show out for somebody who viewed them as little incompetent, overweight, violent monkey. You should be ashamed to even show up to defend something like that.
Yeah, hey, that's is your opinion.
No, those are called the facts, actually. But like the facts, like you don't know your religion, you don't know your real language, you don't know your own history. Those are called the facts, Toby.
But it's a matter of like assimilation when you move into a country or you move to another country.
Assimilation.
You know.
No, I'll tell you what assimilation is. I have some great examples of assimilation. For example, I know a gorgeous Ukrainian woman I used to deal with. Beautiful. She moved into Poland and she is assimilated. She speaks a little bit of Polish. She eats pierogies and, is blended into the society quite well. She's not adopted their religion. She has not forgotten how to speak Ukrainian, and she still thinks Ukrainian food is better and cooks Ukrainian food from scratch. Assimilation is not you releasing that which you are, Toby. Come on now. Come on, Toby. Listen, you don't have to fight it, because when you're fighting this truth that I'm sharing, all I'm trying to do is bring you back to you. I'm trying to introduce you to you. But you're fighting me so hard, like, boy, Marquette, God damn it, I will not be black. I will not be Nigerian. I will not figure out what is Yoruba. What's the language? What's the history? What's the religion? No, I am an Englishman. I'm an Englishman, darling. Pip, 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 cheerio. Let's have tea and trumpets. Do you not think that there's a good number of white folks in UK or America, Charlie Kirk fans, that look at you as little more than an incompetent, violent, aggressive ape? Are you aware of that?
I don't doubt that there's some people are extreme in their rhetoric and extreme in their beliefs, but fundamentally what I'm saying is that, as I said, assimilation.
You keep escaping the truth, but I'm saying, do you not realize that most of Charlie Kirk's viewers look at you that way?
I mean, I'm sure a certain amount do, but no, I wouldn't say majority.
Oh, you wouldn't say the majority. You see, the challenge, the reason that you're blind is because when you're around, they don't say it. They wait till you leave. That's why you're a little bit deluded. You see, you think that you're the same. You think that you're one of them. Like, yeah, we're conservatives. And I'm not a liberal. They're psychopaths. But you think that you're like one of the boys. And when you leave, they talk about you and they don't invite you to certain things. You think that the British, who colonized all of the colored peoples, including your people, you think now they think that you, the colonial subject, is equal to them? You believe that?
I mean, as I said, some people don't, some do. There's
yes, but we're talking about Charlie Kirk and his supporters. You see consistently he spoke ill of blacks like you, right?
On his own, he's debated multiple times with her. A couple of years ago, they went on a tour to college campuses and debated. You don't think he'd see her as an equal?
So, wow, you're very hopeful. You're very hopeful. I like that. You're very hopeful. So I just want you to know, and I want everyone watching to know, you're a sweet young man. You're a very hopeful, loving young man. But ignorance and stupidity is evil. And
willful ignorance is even worse.
And it is upon good men to eradicate evil. And just as dangerous as an Adolf or a Charlie Kirk, you are as dangerous, but probably worse, because you look like us.
Yeah, you look
on
like
our team.
us.
You're not on our side. And that's why I want everyone watching to know that. I always tell you guys that the ism is not a racial thing. I'm not for black people. I'm for good people, because there's some black people who are not good people, like Lil Nas X, you, and it's not because you're malicious. It's because you're so lost, young man, and you will never be found, because the inferiority has been pushed into you so deeply. It saddens me, really, because you can't be saved. You're too far gone, because you would sit here and argue on behalf of your colonizer, argue on behalf of your enslaver. You're not talking about a regular white guy. Like, for example, I've done business with a lot of white women, white men. I have friends who are white women, white. Hell, I have people in my family who are white people. And any one of them I would defend on the basis of their goodness. Yes. But if they were a racist and they're spewing out hatred about black people, never helping any black person, I would never defend them. And those are people I know. Those are people I'm actually familiar with. But you set out to defend a stranger who hates you. And that just shows us what you think of yourself. You hate yourself as well.
I've got one final thing to say, in that, I understand what you're saying, but, No,
you don't understand. But you've heard me. You heard me. You can say, I heard what you said, but you understand.
I want to back out of this a little bit. I want to read some of the text. Look what it say down here. Blow this up. It says, look what the people saying in the chat. I was once that kid. I lost so many years of my life by being ignorant in the Netherlands and in the UK. I defended blackface in Holland and spoke like a true Englishman in the UK. Eventually, my own white friends advised me to be my African self. I now live in Ghana permanently and have discovered my roots all over again. Look, he doesn't think that Charlie Kirk was talking about him. He's talking about those bad American blacks. Look, G. Bimmy says, I'm Yoruba and I'm proud of my culture. Thank you for lecturing that man. Richie Rich says, Marquette is preaching. As a British Nigerian myself, I'm so happy he schooled this young man. So many black people around the world are lost and naive. Check. Huh? Many of y'all think y'all really black. The joke is he called himself Nigerian too. The British named it that. Nigeria started with the British. The region was Benin Kingdom, Igbo Kingdom, etc. No such place as Nigeria. This was an amazing lesson in ethnic and identity erasure. Beautiful. Now, we're going to end with this one. This is from Marcus. And it says, James Baldwin quote on disagreement states, we can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. And with that being said, breathe in. Let that light in. Because I'm Cosmon. And I'm out.
Creator can't coming, creator can't coming. Turning up the light and watching boys start running. Let me tell you something, we ain't out here doing nothing. I can tell you scared, boy, niggas stop fronting. It was all in the plan.
Creator gang is crazy. Boy, y'all better pay attention.
Fight as a single, impenetrable unit. That is the source of our strength.